One more type of icons we have in Prosper. We talked about system icons that are parents that can have children and cannot have children, but they don't have parents. So parents that don't have parents. We talked about project icons that are icons underneath a project, means their parent is a project. And right now we're going to talk about icons that are document icons, means their parents are documents. Means when you expand on a document, what do you see? You see a set of children. These children are returned from the database using a query. That query, we call it an icon, because a stored procedure, a named query, that we call it in a stored procedure, that we call it an icon. But since the parent is a document, that's why we call it a document icon. So we talked about system level, at project level, and at document level. So this is the third level we're talking about. Let me move to the SQL Server Management Studio, and let me show you an icon that is a document icon. So it is a DISV, doc item, standard item and value, ICO. What does it do? It returns a doc item with a standard item and value column. Let me see. The first, it ends with an ICO in the name. The first column is the quantity UID as UID. So the first, it selects the top result count. It returns the sequence, the standard item name, the quantity value, the end date, the name 1, the name 2, and the standard item UID. From the quantity, where quantity document UID is equal to document UID. Wow! So we are talking about a doc item icon. It requires a document UID. So we have to be positioned on a document to access this icon. So when we expand on a document, the kernel knows what the document UID is, and it will provide that document UID when we go into this icon. If you remember, this is the document ICO. Remember the UID as the first column? So if we are positioned on a row, the system knows what UID we're talking about. We'll send that UID when you go to the second level or the third level, which is the quantity or the doc item. That will show you where document UID equals this. You see the three levels. If we go backward, as you can see in the project, which is a system level, a project ICO, which is at system level, has no UID except the organization UID, which is the user, the object UID, where we click the object, we know what the object, but it has no other parent. It has no other parent. But you see, it selected the project UID as the UID. When you go to the second level, which is the document, it's using what we're passing to it, the project UID. So we are positioned on a project. We know what the UID of that project. We're sending that UID as we use that UID from the context, basically, to pass it to any document that we're accessing. So show me only the documents of that object, but for that project. Okay. The same thing. Once we are positioned on a document and we have the document UID as its first UID, as its first column, when we expand on that document, we find the document items. Doc items need a document UID. You see how it's called? It's called document UID. And the system will provide that document UID. So when the workload says where quantity document UID equal document UID, that value is known. Thank you.